Hello, everyone. We're going to have a discussion today about religion. Okay, so I do have my Bible and I will be reading some scriptures today. Some of the demonic things that we have to deal with, especially fear. Okay,
So one of the tactics that the demons always use is, and very often use, is they rarely do a frontal assault on a particular individual.
A depiction of the Antichrist. It shows this figure, the Antichrist, and he's listening as the devil whispers in his ear. So kind of a classic.
you know what this reminds me of? I always hear Muslims say, all the devil can do is whisper. That's all he can do. So, well, he's whispering in this supposedly Jesus's ear.
Symbol of this temptation. But what's really interesting is the devil puts his hand kind of in the vesture of the Antichrist in such a way that it looks for all the world like the Antichrist's own arm. And it's a very clever way of suggesting how the dark powers influence us.
Some of the demonic things that we have to deal with, especially fear. Okay.
So one of the tactics that the demons always use is, and very often use, is they rarely do a frontal assault on a particular
I mean,
individual.
I'm sure you've seen some of the Epstein stuff. Have you been following that at all?
A bit from a distance, yeah.
Okay, so this priest is going to tell you how to resist the devil.
That seems like some type of satanic ritualistic type stuff that was going on there.
Yes, actually, and actually, too, is that people don't get heavy into that type of thing. It's the same thing that we've seen elsewhere, where guys who suffer from homosexuality and they're active and they're very heavily active, it very often degenerates into ritualistic sex. It's the same kind of a thing there, that it eventually degenerates. Satan ends up just driving them, because these they're so disordered that he gets involved, and then he drives it more towards a ritualistic kind of an approach. So if it wasn't ritualistic, I'd be surprised.
So Father Chad is saying, yes, the Epstein situation is demonic, but then he said something that I don't think I've ever heard or thought about before. He talks about how illicit desire leads to sinful action. And then once these sinful actions become so ingrained within us, they actually lead to ritualized, liturgical, satanic type work.
Particular individual.
What I was saying, do you really think that every evil deed that people do you think it's demonic? We think that we was born this way? Or do you think the devil whispered in our ears? Okay, so I don't know. Does drinking, drugs, I guess certain type of sexual behavior, those kind of things, are those all demonic? What do you think?
What they'll do is, and this is a diversionary tactic, which being a military man, you would be able to appreciate this. You're over here, you just lob bombs over here, so that people's focus goes over here. And what that does is that gives you the ability to maintain your activity over here and maintain your influence. So the demons will very often. So, for example, one of the things that we
Hey guys, do you think this is how people influence you? Or is it the devil or the people? Okay? We will distract you. Okay? Have you thinking that the problem is with Penny while all along it's Cynthia. Well, this is what he's talking about, how you get distracted. It has to be a physical being that the devil is using, don't you think?
commonly see is it's a demon of fear that actually drives things like sins against the sixth commandment, pornography, and things of that sort. So he'll drive.
Fear. Hey guys, let's see what the Bible have to say about fear. I'm going to read just a couple of short phrases and give you the scripture. Anyway, John 4:14, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. You should try it. Psalms 34:4, I sought the Lord and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Seek the Lord if you need deliverance. Isaiah 41:10, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. Fear not, God is with you. Come on now. Okay. We also have
Philippians.
Philippines. Okay, 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. He's telling you the keys. Don't be anxious. Go to God, wait on Him, and let Him answer your request. 2 Timothy 1:7. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self control. This is my favorite one. These verses encourage believers to trust in God and find strength in His love and peace. Well said. Okay.
They want you to not pay attention to what's really going on or what's really in the background, because that's where their vulnerability is.
You mentioned demon of fear.
Yeah.
Is that what is the demon of fear?
Technically speaking, it's actually Beelzebub, which, as you know from your interviews with Dan, it's the Lucifer and Beelzebub and Satan are the same demon, and he's the demon of fear because of the fact that fear is.
Guys, have you ever felt the fear that he's talking about? If you have, let me know. But I can tell you from my own experience, fear, this kind of fear, only way I can explain it to you, just imagine being thrown in a lion's den or a bear's cage. Just imagine that fear. That's what I felt. I messed around one day, messing with this lady on my job. I used to carry my Bible all the time and just sing this song, just a closer walk with God. Oh my God. Oh, you couldn't tell me anything. I just thought I knew it all. This lady said, well, if me and my friends put you in a room by yourself, you won't be afraid? I was like, no. Well, let me tell you, that night I went to sleep. Hoo-wee. I woke up and I said, Lord, am I dreaming? Fear came over me, and all I heard was a little voice saying, you better call Jesus. Boy, did I call on Jesus that night. Whew, I was scared. But guess what? It calmed all my fears. Yes, it did. I was happy. And from that night on, I learned not to be fearful. I'm not saying I can't get scared because I don't mess around with the devil. Anyway, that's enough of my testimony. We're going to read this phrase. The devil came to kill is derived from John 10:10, where Jesus contrasts the destructive intent of the devil with his mission to give abundant life. Scripture contents in John 10, Jesus says, the thief comes only to steal and kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John 10:10. Here, the thief is understood to represent Satan and the devil are the adversaries, whose purpose is to oppose God's plan and bring harm to humanity by stealing joy, killing spiritually or physically, and causing destruction. In John 10:10, the verse is part of a larger discourse where Jesus presents himself as the good shepherd, emphasizing his protective and nurturing role over his followers, in contrast to the devil's destructive nature.
Thanks for watching.